Hello everyone, and welcome to my SW Update 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sister Wives fans are fed up with Christine Brown's storyline. Sister Wives fans are fed up with Christine Brown's storyline. Fans are currently seeing her get ready for her wedding with David Woolley. However, they are getting frustrated with how long the storyline is lasting. Fans love her. However, it may be getting to be too much. Keep reading to find out more about this. Christine Brown finds new love after divorce. Christine Brown left Kody Brown several years ago. They were married with children. She was a part of the plural family. This consisted of Christine, Janelle, Mary, Robin, and Kody. However, Janelle, Mary, and Christine have left. This left Kody to only be married to Robin. While Janelle and Mary are finding themselves again, Christine wastes no time. She is married to David Woolley. The relationship moved fast. However, they seem to be happy. Christine claims you know when you know, and that is how it was with David. Fans hope they stay together. Sister Wives fans are fed up with her storyline. Fans are fed up with Christine's storyline. They think it has been drug out for too long. Christine had a wedding dress custom made for her. However, fans already know that the two end up together. So, they feel like they do not need to see every detail of their relationship. Yikes. Some fans may like watching this, but most are annoyed and fed up. However, they do wish them the best and hope they have a long healthy marriage. In recent weeks, as the new season of Sister Wives has unfolded, a particular narrative arc centering on a supposed redemption story for Kody and Robin Brown has ignited a firestorm of controversy among fans, many of whom feel deeply offended by what they perceive as a gross misrepresentation of decades of painful history and systemic dysfunction within the Brown family. This redemption storyline, which portrays the couple as having reached a turning point and now embracing accountability, reconciliation, and even a sense of renewed unity, is seen by a large segment of the audience as a superficial, studio-crafted narrative that conveniently glosses over the long-standing issues of neglect, emotional manipulation, and abuse that have been documented on and off camera for years. For these fans, the idea that Kody's past transgressions, ranging from his inability to consistently support his children and ex-wives to his often callous treatment of family members, can simply be erased or forgiven with a few tearful confessions and public gestures of remorse is not only unrealistic but also deeply insulting to those who have suffered as a result of his actions. Critics argue that redemption, when it is portrayed on reality television, must be earned through genuine, transformative behavior rather than scripted moments that are designed to boost ratings and reshape public perception. Yet the redemption narrative for Kody and Robin, as presented this season, appears to many to be little more than a PR exercise intended to rehabilitate their image without addressing the fundamental issues that have plagued the family for decades. Instead of a thoughtful, measured exploration of growth and accountability, the storyline seems to prioritize glossy production values and emotionally charged confessions that fail to acknowledge the full extent of the harm inflicted upon the children, ex-wives, and other family members who have been marginalized or neglected. Many fans, active on social media platforms such as Reddit and dedicated Sister Wives fan pages, have taken to heated discussions and pointed criticisms, arguing that this redemption narrative is an egregious attempt to rewrite history by focusing on a single moment of contrived remorse while conveniently ignoring the persistent patterns of behavior that continue to cause pain. They contend that Kody's history of erratic decision-making and Robin's increasingly authoritarian control over family affairs have created a toxic environment, one that cannot be fixed by merely casting a veneer of redemption over years of systemic dysfunction. Instead, these viewers demand real accountability. They want to see concrete changes in behavior, sincere efforts to repair relationships, and, most importantly, acknowledgement of the long-term impact on the lives of those who have been left hurt and disillusioned. For instance, many are outraged that the narrative fails to address the emotional scars borne by the children, who have grown up amidst family infighting, neglect, and the constant pressure to conform to a carefully curated public image that hides the darker realities behind closed doors. The redemption storyline, critics argue, not only minimizes these experiences but also risks invalidating the feelings of those who have struggled to reconcile their own identities with the legacy of an oppressive family structure. Fans have also noted that the redemption narrative casts Robin in a paradoxically positive light, as if her current actions somehow absolve her of past complicity in a system that often left little room for dissent or individual expression. This portrayal is especially contentious because many viewers believe that Robin, despite her occasional moments of vulnerability, has long been a central figure in maintaining the status quo, a status quo that has perpetuated unhealthy dynamics by silencing dissent and prioritizing obedience over genuine emotional well-being. In their view, any suggestion that Robin has been redeemed is a cynical attempt to smooth over years of behavior that have actively contributed to the disintegration of familial bonds, including the very public and painful fallout with her daughter Maddie and the ongoing estrangement from other family members. The backlash has been so intense that hashtags like #NoRedemption for Cody and #NotMyRedemptionStory have begun trending among fans who refuse to accept a sanitized version of the Brown family saga. These fans argue that real redemption requires not only public apologies, but also substantive actions, such as meaningful changes in how Cody interacts with his children and ex-wives, and a willingness by Robin to relinquish some of the authoritarian control that has long defined her leadership within the household. Instead, the redemption narrative appears to be a convenient plot device employed by the network to generate positive buzz and potentially attract new viewers, while simultaneously distracting from the unresolved issues that have been a hallmark of the show since its inception. Moreover, many fans feel that the redemption story is a disservice to the very real pain experienced by those who have been marginalized within the family structure. They assert that the narrative not only glosses over the past but also implies that forgiveness is a simple, linear process, one that can be achieved through a single moment of catharsis rather than through the long, arduous journey of healing that genuine accountability demands. In this light, the redemption narrative is viewed not as a hopeful turning point but as a superficial rebranding that ignores the deeper, systemic problems within the Brown family. It is seen as an attempt to rewrite the past in a way that absolves Cody and Robin of their responsibilities, thereby undermining the credibility of the show and alienating a core segment of its audience. Additionally, the timing of this narrative has struck a nerve with fans who have been closely following the family's evolution over the years. With each new season, viewers have come to expect a certain level of raw honesty and unfiltered emotion, a standard that many believe this season's redemption story fails to meet. Instead of offering a nuanced exploration of growth and change, the storyline seems to be more focused on delivering dramatic moments that, while emotionally charged, lack the depth and sincerity necessary to effect real transformation. This has led to accusations that the narrative is not only disingenuous but also exploitative, as it leverages the personal suffering of family members for the sake of ratings and sensationalism. In essence, many fans feel that the network is more interested in selling a feel-good redemption story than in grappling with the messy, painful realities that have defined the Brown family's history. They argue that by prioritizing a narrative of redemption, the show risks trivializing the experiences of those who have been deeply hurt, experiences that cannot be easily remedied by a few on-camera apologies or staged moments of reconciliation. Instead, true redemption, they insist, must involve a comprehensive re-examination of the family's values and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about the past. Ultimately, the controversy surrounding the redemption story reflects a broader debate about the nature of accountability and transformation in reality television. While some viewers are willing to believe in the possibility of change and the healing power of forgiveness, others remain skeptical, viewing the narrative as a calculated attempt to rewrite history rather than an authentic expression of remorse. For these fans, the redemption story is a reminder that real change can only come through consistent, sustained effort and that any attempt to gloss over long-standing issues with a glossy, feel-good narrative is not only naive but also harmful. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on Cody and Robin to see whether they can back up their words with actions that truly address the root causes of the family's dysfunction, or whether the redemption narrative will prove to be yet another hollow chapter in a saga defined by broken promises and unresolved pain. In the meantime, the outcry from fans serves as a powerful reminder that, for many, The legacy of Sister Wives is not simply about entertainment but about the real human cost of a lifestyle that has long been marked by secrecy, control, and the struggle for individual autonomy. Their passionate response underscores the fact that, while redemption may be a compelling narrative device for television, it cannot be imposed from the outside without the willingness of all parties to engage in a genuine process of healing, a process that, for many fans, remains sadly out of reach. Ultimately, the controversy over the redemption story is emblematic of a larger tension between the sanitized narratives constructed for public consumption and the messy, often painful realities of personal transformation, a tension that, in the case of the Brown family, continues to fuel debate, inspire outrage, and serve as a stark reminder that some wounds cannot be healed with words alone, no matter how eloquently they are spoken. The latest season of Sister Wives has not only been a roller coaster of dramatic family confrontations and shifting alliances but has also sparked intense debates among its loyal fanbase, many of whom have now labeled Robin Brown's narcissistic behavior as mind-blowing. For years, viewers have watched as Robin, the fourth wife of Kody Brown, assumed an increasingly dominant role in managing the family's intricate dynamics, and her actions have gradually evolved into a textbook case of narcissism that seems to pervade every aspect of her public and private persona. Fans argue that her need for control, her relentless pursuit of admiration, and her penchant for self-aggrandizement have reached levels that not only defy common sense but also reveal a disturbing lack of empathy that has long been masked by the glitz and glamour of reality television. In countless online discussions on forums and social media platforms, where passionate debates often erupt over every nuance of the Brown family's behavior, viewers have noted that Robin's actions, from making unilateral decisions about the family's finances to dictating how and when her stepchildren should interact with their estranged father, consistently reflect a deep-seated narcissism that leaves little room for compromise or introspection. This behavior, which some describe as mind-blowing, is characterized by an almost obsessive preoccupation with her own image and an expectation that others should revolve around her needs and desires, regardless of the emotional cost to those around her. Critics contend that Robin's conduct is not merely a byproduct of the intense pressures of living a life in the public eye but rather a manifestation of a personality disorder that has been exacerbated by years of unchecked power within the family structure. They point to recurring patterns on the show, where Robin's decisions often leave other family members, including her stepchildren and even her husband Kody, reeling with a mix of confusion and resentment, as evidence that her behavior goes far beyond the occasional diva moment expected in reality TV. Instead, it is a consistent display of self-centeredness and a lack of genuine concern for others' feelings. For instance, during several recent episodes, fans observed that Robin would frequently dismiss dissenting opinions, resorting to condescending remarks and manipulative tactics to reassert her authority, even in situations where her decisions were clearly causing distress among her children and ex-wives. Many viewers have taken to platforms like Reddit and Facebook, where hashtags and comment threads brim with exasperated messages such as "Robin, your narcissism is mind-blowing" and "Enough is enough, your need for control is toxic," underscoring a widespread frustration that the show's producers seem more interested in maintaining an image of family unity than in addressing the deep-seated issues that plague the Brown household. Facebook.com. YouTube.com. This backlash is not without merit. Longtime fans recall that in earlier seasons, while Robin's role was more reserved, over time, she transformed into a figure whose actions often bordered on the dictatorial. Her penchant for orchestrating every detail of family events, from the selection of homes and decor to dictating how family members should behave in public, has, according to many, gradually eroded the authenticity of the family's interactions. What once might have been seen as an effort to preserve harmony now appears to be a calculated strategy to bolster her own status and keep the spotlight firmly on her. Moreover, there is a growing sentiment among fans that Robin's behavior is not only detrimental to the emotional well-being of the other Brown family members but also contributes to the overall narrative of dysfunction that has become synonymous with the show. Observers have noted that her inability to accept criticism, coupled with a relentless need for validation, often leads her to manipulate situations to ensure that she remains the central figure in every family decision. This is particularly evident in her interactions with her stepchildren, where her insistence on enforcing rules that benefit her own interests has left many feeling isolated and undervalued. The intensity of Robin's narcissism is further highlighted by the stark contrast between her public persona and the behind-the-scenes revelations shared by family members in confessional interviews. While the cameras capture moments of polished poise and confident authority, insiders and candid interviews suggest a more troubling reality, a reality where Robin's self-absorption has led to a neglect of genuine emotional connection, resulting in a family atmosphere that is as tense as it is fragile. Fans who have followed the series from its inception are particularly vocal in their criticism, recalling how earlier seasons promised an exploration of the complexities of polygamy and family life, only for the narrative to devolve into a showcase of power struggles and narcissistic displays. They argue that the current redemption attempts by Cody and Robin to present a united front are nothing more than a facade, one that glosses over the deep emotional scars inflicted on the family members who have been consistently sidelined. This dissonance between the show's glossy, produced moments and the raw, painful undercurrents of the family's dynamics has led many fans to question the authenticity of the entire production. They wonder if the producers are more interested in fabricating drama that appeals to a broad audience than in presenting an honest portrayal of a family in crisis. The reaction is particularly potent when fans consider the personal toll that Robin's narcissistic behavior has taken on individuals like Maddie Brown, whose public clashes with Robin have become emblematic of a larger struggle for autonomy and respect within the family. Maddie, who has long been seen as a voice of defiance against the oppressive aspects of the Brown family dynamic, often finds herself at odds with Robin's need for control, leading to explosive confrontations that leave fans both shocked and, in some cases, vindicated in their long-held suspicions about Robin's character. These confrontations are not isolated incidents but rather recurring flashpoints that underscore a pattern of behavior, one in which Robin's narcissism not only disrupts familial relationships but also sets a dangerous precedent for how power is exercised within the household. Many viewers have expressed concern that unless there is a fundamental change in the way Robin interacts with her family, the cycle of dysfunction is likely to continue unabated, with long-term consequences for everyone involved. Some fans have even taken to creating detailed breakdowns and character analyses, pointing out that Robin's behavior aligns with well-documented traits of narcissistic personality disorder, such as a lack of empathy, a need for admiration, and a propensity to manipulate others for personal gain. These discussions often reference clinical studies and psychological frameworks, suggesting that while reality television is designed for entertainment, the behaviors exhibited by Robin are strikingly reminiscent of patterns seen in real-life cases of narcissism, patterns that can have devastating effects on interpersonal relationships. The impact of Robin's narcissism is also evident in how it affects the show's broader narrative. Her behavior has become a linchpin in the ongoing saga of the Brown family, shaping not only individual episodes but also the overarching themes that run through the series. Every seemingly minor decision, whether it's the way she handles a family dispute or how she reacts to criticism from her stepchildren, is scrutinized by fans and critics alike, who see in these moments the unmistakable signature of a personality driven by self-interest above all else. For many, this has led to a growing disillusionment with the redemption narrative that some segments of the family have attempted to promote, arguing that true healing and reconciliation cannot occur when the root causes of the dysfunction, such as Robin's unchecked narcissism, remain unaddressed. Instead of fostering an environment of mutual respect and growth, Robin's behavior is seen as perpetuating a cycle of emotional abuse that undermines any attempts at genuine redemption. In this sense, the current season's focus on redemption feels particularly hollow to fans who have witnessed firsthand the long-term damage caused by Robin's relentless pursuit of control and self-aggrandizement. They contend that any narrative that seeks to paint her in a positive light is, at best, a superficial rebranding that fails to acknowledge the deeper issues at play. Ultimately, the reaction to Robin Brown's narcissism, deemed mind-blowing by many fans, serves as a powerful indictment of the broader dynamics within the Brown family and the ways in which reality television can both reflect and distort the complex realities of human behavior. For those who have long been critical of the family's management of personal relationships and the often detrimental effects of its hierarchical structure, Robin's behavior is a glaring reminder of the inherent flaws in a system that prizes control and conformity over genuine connection and empathy. As the season progresses, the anticipation among fans is palpable. They are waiting to see whether the producers will continue to allow Robin's narcissistic tendencies to dominate the narrative or if there will be a concerted effort to address and, perhaps, even transform these destructive behaviors. For many, the hope is that acknowledging the problem is the first step toward meaningful change. However, the current sentiment suggests that there is deep skepticism about whether any real transformation is possible given the entrenched nature of the dynamics at play. In the final analysis, the outcry from Sister Wives fans regarding Robin Brown's narcissism is not merely about disliking a character on a reality TV show. It is a passionate response to what they perceive as a gross misrepresentation of values, a disregard for the emotional well-being of family members, and a failure to confront the damaging legacy of a lifestyle that has long been defined by manipulation and control. Whether this season will ultimately lead to a true reckoning for Robin and the rest of the Brown family remains to be seen, but for now, the intensity of the fans' reaction stands as a testament to their desire for authenticity, accountability, and above all, a break from the cycle of narcissism that has left so many feeling betrayed and disillusioned.